Hey everyone, this is Gio from Rebalancing Health, and today I'm going to speak with you about circadian health and how the 6 principles that I utilize to work with my clients have major effect on your cortisol level through the day. So this is going to be a brief explanation on how the 6 principles, if not kept under check, that will affect your cortisol level. So first of all, cortisol level is released at 6 a.m. in the morning, right here. So we have the highest naturally, and on a healthy individual will have a spike in cortisol level at 6 a.m. in the morning. That's because we need to get up, go and begin our day basically, and so naturally the body releases cortisol. Then through the day it will start dropping around 12 is the major drop between 10:30 and 12 is the major drop, and then keep decreasing all the way to almost 6 p.m. And then we get into our 6 p.m. is flattened down to allow winding down, and then eventually the beginning of physical repair at 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. and then the psychological repair, however, our brain between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. So, okay, so the 6 principles that I utilize are thinking, breathing, hydration, nutrition, movement, and sleep. And so thinking comes first because I consider the fact that thinking, first of all, is quite catabolic, or whether tissue destructive. So it's got a major effect on as well on our emotion. If we think about good things, we have a release of epinephrine or serotonin, feel good hormones, or other hormones, feel good hormones. And the opposite is true. If we have destructive thinking or negative thinking, that will spark up the cortisol. And basically my work with the 6 principle is to keep cortisol at a healthy level, or bring back or rebalance cortisol to a healthy level, so that your body is right in between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system, which is homeostasis. So to just a little tip or things about the brain. The brain is only 2% of your body weight. So for me, would it be 70 kilos, or would it be 4.5 kilograms of brain mass? But consume 20% of your energy. So that's quite a lot. And even at rest time, the brain can consume up to 20% of your energy. So that's a lot. So breathing is essential. We can live without food for 15 days or whatever it is. We can live without water for 5-6 days, probably less, but we can't really live without breathing. Breathing is so high in the hierarchical system because it's essential, it's primal. So, and have for instance, if you don't get enough oxygen in because you have a faulty breathing pattern, because maybe you had a trauma and that affect the way that you breathe. Let's say you breathe up on your upper thoracic, which coupled with the shallow breathing, which trigger your sympathetic nervous system. So first of all, if you don't get enough oxygen in through your normal breathing, there will be less oxygen coming in, which means that your blood will become more acidic, and that will set in the environment to be more suited for, will be more catabolic, and which again is tissue destructive, and cortisol will be sparked up. Shallow breathing again is a sympathetic nervous system activation, and which is catabolic, is under a fight and flight response. Under a fight and flight response or a high level of stress, other system of the body will be affected, like your digestive system. If you are under stress all the time, your ability to digest food will be impaired, because your digestive system will be slowed down or shut down by your sympathetic nervous system, because it's not necessary under a threatening situation or a stressful situation. And also your sexual organ will be impaired. So if you have a libido problem, that's one effect that you can have by just having a faulty breathing. One tip especially for men and women, I notice a lot of people wear pants that are really tight at the waist, that forces you to hold on your breath and not have a complete breath, that can trigger shallow breathing. So watch out. Use looser pants or more comfortable pants, not too tight. You don't have to squeeze yourself like a toothpaste. Hydration. Well, 60%, something like 60-70% of our body is water, and even a small decrease in body water or amount of water has an effect on dry mouth, dry eyes, dizziness, and difficulty of breathing. And the reason is because the humidity of your lungs will be lesser, and therefore there will be less ability of the lungs to expand and contract. Nevertheless, also that will put stress on your body, because if there is less water, the function of your body will be suppressed, and there is going to be more work for the body to keep you running and to keep you going in a proper way. So, and then nutrition. So I'm starting from the quote of you are what you eat. So good food, good healthy food, good healthy whole food that brings in a good amount of nutrients that will provide enough nutrient to your body to live well. Instead, if we bring in processed food, which is spark ups our sugar, the blood sugar, that will trigger cortisol release. And not only that, will deplete the body from nutrients, because if there is not enough nutrients coming in, the body is like a container of nutrients. and therefore if you don't bring enough nutrient in from the outside, the body will try to produce it himself. One example is cholesterol. The body, if you don't eat enough cholesterol through your diet, the body will start to produce cholesterol, but that will put a stress on your body. And again, a poor diet, processed food, food that you intolerant to it or allergic, that will put an extra stress on your body, will excite your system and spark up your cortisol. Movement. Well, movement, any movement really. Your work, what type of work you do, and how much you exercise, that have a massive impact on your cortisol level. Once you start exercising, you're sparking up your cortisol, and the type of exercises that you do will spark up your cortisol for a longer period of time compared to other type of exercise. An example is endurance sport, or running, swimming, jogging, cycling. That will spark up your cortisol level much higher than strength training, for instance. And if you have a lot of exercising, or the type of the exercise that you choose is, for instance, endurance, or even if it's strength training, but you train too much and you're sparking up your cortisol too much, and you also do physical work for work, then your cortisol level will be much higher, and your ability to rest and regenerate then will be impaired. And then last but not least, rest and regeneration, or sleep. So as I showed you before, over here at 10 p.m., between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., that is your rest and regeneration of your physical repair, and then from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. that is your physiological repair. And instead, over here, down here, is the case of someone that has got a really high cortisol level, that basically is so high through the day compared to the normal one, or the circadian rhythm, that is gonna go through your wind down phase and even forward. This one is just one example. Some people can have it all the way through the night and skip completely that rest and regeneration time. And if you skip completely the rest and regeneration time, or you have cortisol affecting the ability of your body to wind down and then kick in into your rest and regeneration between 10 to 2 a.m. for your physical, and then 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. for your brain and physiological. Then inflammation start to set in, because you deprive your body of the ability of a rest and repair, and that rest and repair that you haven't done, then it will be still there after, because there is no any catch up. However, you gotta start really looking into your six principle and how you manage your six principle to live a healthy life. So I hope this video help you out to think about it when you live your life, everyday life, the choices of food. If And especially if you get sick really easily, you know, we got first winter arrived and a lot of people get sick, a lot of people get ill. That's a sign of your immune system not really responding well to changes. So that's one. Again, skin is the biggest organ of our body. If we get a lot of pimples, that's a sign of your detoxifying system. So what you put it in, what you're eating, is serving you. Product that you put it in your face or you're using for your body, that's another one. And how long does it take you as well to come off those, and are you really recovering from cold, disease, or are you just lingering around between those? Another point that I would like to make is the consumption of supplements. I see a lot of people taking all sort of supplement, multivitamin and multi-this and multi-that. I'm not personally taking supplement. I take one which is sea mineral that I put it in my water bottle every couple of days. I don't even do it all the time. And I eat good food. Food is my supplement. And the point that I want to make to the supplement is the fact that, first of all, supplements, vitamin and nutrients, they go in pair. However, for instance, vitamin C helps you to absorb iron. And if you have a lot of iron, you're using a lot of vitamin C. So if you're supplementing with, if you do it yourself, maybe you should not do it. You should consult someone that is got a good knowledge on how supplementation go in pairs. And think about it, that white powder or that white pills are white and not, for instance, vitamin C. If you grab an orange, is orange in color. If you grab a lemon, is yellow in color. How the hell the vitamin C has become white? So there is a chemical process, and that chemical process then, when you ingest in that, it doesn't matter if it comes even from an organic orange, lemon, or whatever supplementation you take, eventually to get it to a powder state is going to go through a chemical process. And that chemical process then, those chemicals that will be still in the powder or pill that you're taking, and you're going to put an extra burden on your on your detoxifying system, and that's stress. So closing down, 80 minutes 43 seconds just a short one. This is Gio from Rebalancing Health. Hope you enjoy my video. Keep following me. Thank you so much. See ya.